Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have another Kumi's computer, this time coming from, let me see, Nebraska, I think. Cade Anderson, this is your computer. So let's go over to the information as I normally do. I already have the computer connected and it's actually working good in here. So it's going to be a very short video, but I need to do this for the customer. So let me go over to the information. This is for you guys to see the computer connected and him, that he knows that this is his computer, but no matter what, the V number and everything is going to show us that. All right, this is the folder that I have created for Cade. All right, so this is the computer. It's a CM848G. I'm not going to read the notes yet because I have another picture where I zoom into that, but you can see the computer here. All right, it says ECM, no ECM communication on a scanner or tuner. Big number, and then he sent the key. For these computers, if you have a 5.9, you don't need to send the key. That's actually a very generic paper that I have on the website, so you can use it, or I use it for any module. But yeah, for these vehicles, I don't need a key. Same thing for the 4 lightnings, I don't need a key. Other modules. But if you do think that a key is necessary, please contact me and I'll let you know. At the bottom it says, I did a motor swap, but I didn't change any electronics. The ECM was very dirty, oil. Only other thing I can think is that the tuner was left on. If you could put it back to the stock file. Okay, yeah, okay, that's not a very good thing to do. It's better if you do that on the vehicle. The reason why is tuners are usually protected. And then when not a tune tool try to erase the file, it can pretty much break the computer. So I would rather not try to do that, especially in this case that I have good communication with the computer. So let me show you that, because as I normally do, I got all the information. So right here, I connected the computer. The first thing that I noted is I have firewall reference. 4.9777, so pretty much firewalls perfect. And that is, again, the same computer here. The next one is me connecting to the scanner to just double check the B number, which it matches what he got in the paper, G730581. And I'm going to do a connection with you guys so you can see that, but I mean, that is there. And it reads perfectly too. It says model year 2005, RAM, the part number is correct. The calibration is the only thing. I'm not sure if this is the latest or not, but it has a calibration 6.0 and the homologation S3Z. So everything in matches 5.9 and everything. And I did also a test for the logic, which I normally do with the computers, which is at least see if the data bits are there and if I can bring the values up and down. And as you see in the picture, it's all good. So let's do the test. So I'm going to show you the scanner connected and the meter. And I'm going to do the test that I was doing, with the battery, so I don't have to redo this. I'm going to just bring one bolt down, one bolt up, up, down, down, up, and then reading normal. So how is the logic on the computer? Perfect, right? So I can determine that I went a one bolt down exactly and then one bolt up. If the logic would be bad, these values would be like 20 volts, 0, whatever, right? So that's where the logic is fine. And I can read all the other sensor data. I don't have much connected or absolutely nothing connected in here, but battery voltage, battery temperature voltage is there, because it's a 5-volt reference, right? So it's there. Why? Because it has to have the voltage for the battery temperature sensor. So that is also another good thing that I can see from here. And I can do other tests, but realistically for his concerns, and I have seen this many times, when a tune is corrupted, you have, you try to read engine data, it says engine data not available. And I have seen this in the past. And when that happens, yes, I can do a calibration for the computer at the customer risk, because if I do it and it doesn't come back, I mean, no matter what, you already got a problem with your module, and I'm just trying to help you. But it is always a risk, especially when a tune is present, that it can break the computer, because they usually put a password. And this is what I was saying, that tunes are usually locked so no other one can come and change things and blame the tuner, or also grab that tuner and put them in other vehicles because they want to sell that to the next customer, right? So it's very specific to them. All right, so that is pretty much the test in here. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go over to module information where you can see what I was showing you in the pictures, and it's there. So all is working as it's supposed to. So I'm going to completely get out of here. In this one, you have to do a manual selection. Obviously, I'm not in the vehicle, so that's the way it is. I want you to see that in the meter, I have a 5-volt reference. You can see on the small, right here when I'm moving my hand, I have a breakout box where I'm supplying the power over to the computer. So I'm going to turn that off, and you can see how now it's reading absolutely 0 volts, like, 20 millivolts, and is going down as the capacitor is discharged in the computer, but that is nothing there. All right, so I'm going to power it up. And then first battery, now ignition, and we can see the 5-volt reference instantly there. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing that I did before the video, because I was like, something is not right here. But okay, dodge. I'm using, by the way, the top-down Phoenix Max. Very good tool. I'm very happy. Actually, I had a few codes on my Bronco Raptor. I got a 2025 Bronco Raptor, and yesterday I was installing just a pro clip for my cell phone to put them on, because it's not really much places to put anything on those cars as far as, cell phones or stuff like that you can actually like. So I bought one from pro clip that I like, and I put them on the dashboard, and I was setting in, because it has a magnetic hole for the iPhone. I have this case. It has, the phone itself has that, but this one has an increased ring. It is also a leg. This is I forgot the Taurus. Yeah, Taurus case. It's really good. But so I was putting that, and then all of a sudden I got a message on the dashboard that says like parking brake not available, and then stability control not available, and then a whole lot of messages. I'm like, So I went and connected top down, and it was like a lost communication with the instrument cluster, lost communication with ABS, a whole lot of loss of communications. And I tried to start the car and restart it, and all the messages and ABS lights and all that stuff was on. I'm like, okay, so I grab the data, and the diagnostics, save it on my folder just in case it happens again. And I erase the focus, which Snap-on, it can read the thing, but you cannot enter on nothing. Tap down 100%. So I'm very happy with that because, it's a brand new vehicle. It only has like 400 miles on it. But yeah, so I like Tap Down. It's a very good tool, and I'm using it for as much as I can. All right, let's keep going with this, right? I lost track a little bit of what I was doing. All right, so 16-pin connector, Dodge, and then we're going to select manually 2005, Ram truck. And here we have not connected yet to the scanner, right? So I'm going to click on the one that says PCM, and then enter. You're going to see how this is going to like flash in and out of this view that we have, like that CC processing. Please wait, it means it's connecting. And it will definitely read the bin number, which we saw before, G730581. So I'm not typing anything. This is the scanner reading. So it's a communication with the computer 100%. I have absolutely no issues with it. And then I can go into module tests. And this is where I got that information, again, that I say for my records and the customer records as well. And then I go over into read data pits, engine control module battery voltage. I put them into a graph mode. Zoom in a little bit onto that, and then did the same test that you saw there. I can just go, as I please here, voltage-wise. I can make that, and it's responding instantly. So how is the communication with the scanner and the computer? Perfect. So what I think that you might have, Cade, is a tip-on problem, which is very common, or the instrument cluster. Those are the only other two components that are really prone to lose communications or break the communication on the vehicle. So you're going to have to check the computers or the computer communication data lines, but it's definitely not your computer. All right, guys. So yeah, I know it's a short video, but I'm trying to help a customer, right? All right, guys. If you're here, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.